Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our live stream, our very spontaneous live stream. Yes, the screen is blacked out. For those of you who are new to my channel or unfamiliar with my live streams, this is where I have my talk, okay? This is where I share advice, I share messages, I share guidance, and I like when the screen is blacked out so that you'll really listen to the message that I have for you and you won't be distracted by anything else. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope you're having a good day. Um, how are you guys doing? I think a bunch of people are coming in. I'm not seeing. Okay, there goes the comments. Hi, Empress. Hi, Nikita. Hi, Lucretia. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Happy New Year's to everyone. Hope you guys have all of your New Year's resolutions on how you're going to bring in positive changes into the year. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Corey. Hi, Diamond. Hi, Rod. All right, you guys. So, for those who haven't come on in yet, I know they'll come in later on. I never take down my live streams, okay? So all of my live streams saved up, it's saved up. So whenever you have the time, you can go and watch it. But there's a powerful insight that I literally just got 5 minutes ago. And I was like, oh goodness. I was like, thank you, Lord. Let me share this with my viewers on YouTube. And the message, the insight that I got is, learn. We have to learn, and this includes myself. You must learn to let go because many times the enemy wants you stuck on a conflict to distract you from what's ahead, to distract you from the bigger, greater things and plans that God has for you. Many times the enemy wants you stuck on what happened, what occurred, the situation, the chaos, the disagreement, the heartbreak, the betrayal. Because once you give that all of your attention, the enemy is able to distract you from the more important things that you're meant to be focused on. And the example that I got when I received this insight from the divine, the example that I got is many of you guys have been waiting. Here on my channel, I do tarot card readings, and many times, although my readings are not love exclusive, many of my readings does fall in that category of love. And the example that I heard from the divine is, many of you guys, you've been waiting. You've been on a long journey, waiting for a reunion to happen, waiting for someone from your past to come back and make amends with you and apologize and bring you clarity and closure, and admit that they were wrong. Many of you are waiting on an apology. Many of you are waiting. The key here is waiting. When you wait, you put your life on hold. When you wait, you don't pay attention to what's ahead of you. When you wait, you keep yourself stuck and bound to something from your past. And that is an example that I received from the Lord, because what you guys don't realize is, as you're waiting, the more you wait for something, the more you wait for someone to make a return, the more you wait for someone to see something, from your perspective, the more you wait to be proven that you were right, the more you wait for an apology, for closure, the more you're actually delaying yourself, delaying your progress, the more you're slowing yourself down, the more you are distracting yourself. And now you're not focusing, you're not even in the present. You're not focusing on the present because you're too busy looking at the past. You're not focusing on your future. You're not focusing on the blessings that are ahead of you. You're not focusing on the missions, the great plans that God has for you. You're not focusing on the important things. You're now distracted. And many of you guys, that's where the enemy has gotten you. I told you guys, the devil is very sneaky. He's very crafty. Okay, he'll never present himself to you and say, hey, I'm the devil trying to distract you. He uses different tactics, different methods and strategies. He makes it hard for you to detect him in your life. And many of you guys don't understand that this waiting game, it's almost like the devil knows. It's almost like the enemy. The enemy knows, okay, he or she is waiting for a reunion. He or she is waiting for a reconciliation. He or she is waiting for an apology. And the enemy is like, okay, let's make sure that doesn't ever happen. Let's make sure that reunion doesn't happen, because the longer it doesn't happen, the longer they wait. And we can continue to distract them from what's ahead. Is this making sense, you guys? Sometimes the enemy will watch you and focus and watch. What is it that you're so focused on? What is it that has this person's attention? Oh, this reunion is what they're focused on. They've been waiting for a reunion. The enemy is like, okay, this is what they've been focusing on. This is what means the most to them. Let's make sure that reunion never happens. Let's make sure that apology never comes in. Let's make sure that clarity and closure is never brought to them. Because if it doesn't happen, if that reunion, if that apology, that clarity doesn't come in, they're going to keep on waiting. The longer, we make them wait for whatever it is that they're expecting, the more they're going to be stuck on it, the more they're going to be distracted. Is this making sense, you guys? Sometimes the enemy, what I'm trying to say is many times the enemy wants to know what has your attention. Oh, he or she is giving attention to that person over there. He or she wants that person to come back. He or she wants that person to reunite, to reconcile. He or she wants that person to apologize, to make amends. Let's make sure it never happens. Let's make it hard for it to happen. Because if we can make it not happen, they're going to keep on waiting for it to happen. And they'll never continue their journey. They'll never look at what's ahead of them. Some of you have been on this long journey of waiting. And what you don't realize is you're delaying yourself. No one's delaying you. No one is binding you. No one is blocking you. It's because your attention is focused on one thing, so you're not manifesting anything from your future. You're not manifesting anything that's meant to come into your life. Many of you, your manifestations are blocked. You're asking God for new beginnings, new jobs, new relocations, new friends. But your focus, your attention is on the past. So the universe is looking at you like, how can we bring you new love if all of your attention and focus, you're investing so much of your time into the past person? How can we bring in new love? The universe can only give you what you're ready for. That's how the enemy distracts you, by keeping you waiting for someone's arrival, waiting for an apology, waiting to make amends, waiting for justice, waiting to see their karma, waiting. Waiting causes delays. You see how sneaky the enemy can work? Many of you guys, you're in situations where you're like, Dream, I've been waiting for months. I've been waiting for years for this person to come back. Aha, that's exactly what the enemy wants to hear. So you spent 2, 3 years, 10 years waiting on this person. You delayed your entire life path. You waited. So if there was anything else that you were supposed to attend to, you didn't, because you were attending to the past. That's why it's so important to let go. And someone just commented, wise one for life. Someone just commented, let go and let God, especially when it comes to what people do. I'm telling you guys, do not focus on what people do to you. What people do to you is between them and God. How you respond is between you and God. So you mean to tell me you had a whole life path? God had missions. God appointed you to places and people to meet and things to do. But you didn't attend to that. You attended to your past. You attended to what he or she did or didn't do. Now you have to answer to God for that. Because God's looking at you like, I had a whole mission. I had everything planned out for you, and you didn't go forward. You didn't continue the path that I had for you. You got distracted. Now you have to give him an answer for that. That's why I'm telling you, what people do is between them and God. What you do is between you and God. How you respond to them is between you and God. We all have our own lives to live. I'm telling you, don't be so focused on other people unless you have an enemy that is standing in your face telling you a bunch of BS, blocking you. I'm talking if you have an enemy that is in your way, then you can give attention to it because they need to be removed. But many of you guys, you're in situations where you have someone who's behind you. You have enemies that are behind you. They're behind you for a reason because they have no power over you. All they can do is talk, gossip, lie, plot, betray, whatever they want to do. They cannot stand in your way. They're behind you for a reason. Unless that enemy is in your face, blocking you, doing all sorts of stuff in your face, unless that enemy is in your way, you do not need to be looking back at the past. They are behind you for a reason. They are behind you because they are powerless. And the only time they can have any power over you is when you give them your attention and your focus. It's behind you for a reason. Whatever happened, God took you out of it. It's behind you for a reason, but you're still looking behind you. Someone refreshed my memory of that story from the Bible. I think it was Sodom and Gomorrah, where the family was running, right? They were the only ones in the town that survived. And God saved them. And God said, run, because I'm unleashing my wrath onto this city. But you guys are free to go. Run, but don't look behind. And the wife looked behind and she turned into salt. Don't look behind. I got a prophetic message. Oh my gosh, I feel tingles all over my body. I got a prophetic message last year. I think it was around September or something last year. And the prophetic message was, do not look behind you, because the past is not a pleasant sight to see. The past holds nothing for you. If it did, it wouldn't be in your past. It wouldn't be behind you. Yes, thank you, Rod. Lot's wife. It was Lot's wife. She was so tempted by what God was doing behind her when he told her and her family to run, because the whole city was under punishment for their sins. And God said, your family's free. Go. Let me handle this. Let me handle these people. Run. Don't look behind. She looked behind and she turned into salt. There is nothing behind you that needs your attention. There's nothing there for you. There's nothing beneficial for you. Everything that's for you lies ahead of you. Stop waiting. What are you waiting on? Whatever you, that's one of the tactics. I'm telling you, I just got this insight like 5 minutes ago. That's one of the tactics that the devil uses. The devil wants to know what has your attention. Oh, this person has their attention. Okay. Let me cause some trouble between the two of them. Have them stuck on this person. Oh, they're waiting for a reunion. They're waiting for their arrival. They're expecting an apology. I'm going to make sure that an apology never comes. Let me keep them waiting forever. Let me keep them waiting for a reunion. Let me keep them waiting for an apology, an amendment. Let me keep them waiting. Let me keep them stuck, because all the time is going by. They won't be accomplishing the stuff that God has for them. Sometimes the only clarity that you need is in how they treated you. People do what they want. If they wanted to apologize, they would have done it a long time ago. I mean, think about it. When you truly feel that you're wrong, you apologize immediately. At least those of us who have morals and integrity. I know when I do something wrong, I apologize immediately. I don't even have to think about it. Some of you have been waiting months, weeks, years for an apology. If they wanted to, they would have apologized. If they wanted to make amends, they would have done it. Learn to let go, you guys. Like I said, unless it's an issue where someone is disturbing your peace, I'm talking they are in your way. They're in your face. Many of you have hidden enemies. Those are the losers. Those are the powerless losers. They're hidden. They're behind you. They can only watch, stalk, obsess. They cannot reveal themselves to be an enemy because they're powerless. Because if they were to do that, you would demolish them immediately. So someone this week, an enemy that week, why do you want to focus on them so much? Be careful who and what you give your attention to. Because many of you guys, you have enemies where their weapons against you cannot prosper. But if you keep on giving them attention, you're giving them power. I'm telling you guys, we have got to learn to let go and try to not be stuck on conflicts, especially conflicts that, some of you guys, whatever happened, you still wake up every morning, you go to work, you make your money, you sustain yourself. They're not blocking you. These people are not blocking you. They're not doing anything to you or anything that can affect you. Let me correct myself. So why pay it any mind? Let it go. Choose wisely. Choose your battles wisely. Not everything needs a response. Not everything, should trigger you. There are just certain things, especially when it comes to people, you can't change people. No one can change anyone. Certain things you just got to say, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to put this case in God's hands and move on with my life. Because the more you stay invested, the more you delay yourself, the more you distract yourself from the other things that you should be focusing on. And it may be easier said than done, but at least try. At least try to focus on what's important. Wake up tomorrow morning and say, you know what? Today I'm going to be careful of what I give my attention to. Anything that is a distraction, anything that doesn't serve me well, anything that puts me at a low vibration, anything that stresses me out, that causes me fear and paranoia, I'm not giving it attention. At least try to do things differently. It may be easier said than done, but it's not impossible to do. Yeah, someone just commented, discipline your mind and have control over yourself. You can absolutely control what you think of and what you don't think of. When you find yourself dwelling, when you find yourself, just focusing too much on something that makes you unhappy, you can snap out of it. You can say, you know what? No, I'm not thinking of that. Push it aside. I'm not thinking of that. And think about something else or go and do something else that will clear that memory out. You can absolutely discipline your mind. You're in control of your life. Someone just said, how do I stop letting my mind go back to the past? That's a great question. And thank you for asking that. Forgiveness. How do you stop your mind from taking you back to the past? Forgive. And I'm not saying to necessarily forgive them. It's to forgive yourself. You can't forgive another person if you have not forgiven yourself. Forgive yourself for not knowing better. Sometimes the reason why we are unforgiving is because we're so angry that we allowed someone to do that to us, to do certain things to us. We're so angry that we allowed the situation to get out of hand like that. But if you knew better, you wouldn't have let it get gotten out of hand. If you knew better, you wouldn't have trusted them. If you knew better, you wouldn't have went around them. You wouldn't have selected them to be your lover, your friend. If you knew better, you would not have trusted them. If you knew better, you would not have let it happen. So forgive yourself for not knowing better, because now that you know better, you can do things differently. Now that you know better, you can act accordingly. Forgive the past and show the future that you, number one, learn the lesson. Show the future that you're going to be doing things better now. That's how you can redeem yourself, is by moving forward and making wiser decisions. Using the experiences, the skills from your past, whether the experience was good or bad. How you can redeem yourself is by using that experience from the past, taking the lessons from it, and utilizing those lessons to make your life better. Many times when you have a hard time forgiving someone, is because you have a hard time forgiving yourself. You're beating yourself down, you're angry, you're resentful, you're being mean to yourself. But the thing is, you did not know. Let me tell you guys something. Life is all about lessons. We come into this world butt naked, babies, not even fully developed. The point is to acquire as much knowledge and wisdom as we can in each and every single lifetime. The purpose of life is acquiring so much knowledge, so much wisdom, that we reach our fullest enlightenment. That prepares us for the position that God has for us in heaven, right next to him. But first, before we can get there, we need to be enlightened. We need to be awakened. We need wisdom. We need skills. No one comes into this world knowing everything. That defeats the purpose of life. So many times when you find yourself in negative experiences where something doesn't work out for you, don't be angry too much. Don't get me wrong. It's human nature to be upset. Be angry, but don't choose anger. You can be sad, but don't choose sorrow. Know that, you know what, this is a part of my life journey. This is something that needed to happen to teach me better, to give me wisdom, to give me insight, enlightenment, and awakening. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be played. We've all been played before. It's okay to be deceived, because if it wasn't for the deception, we wouldn't have gotten awakened in the first place. If we hadn't gotten played in the first place, we wouldn't have learned great discernment. If we hadn't gotten betrayed, we wouldn't have learned how to be more wise when selecting who to trust. Sometimes in order to see the light, you have to be in darkness first, in order for you to distinguish what is the dark and what is the light. It's just a part of life. And you cannot beat yourself down at every single mistake, because it is those same mistakes that are meant to teach us, enlighten us, give us insight, give our souls growth. Those same mistakes are meant to teach us something very valuable. Even when things don't go right, even when things don't go in your favor, have faith that regardless, everything is a part of divine orchestration. I want to keep this message really short and sweet, you guys. Let go, forgive yourself, and let go, you guys. You have got to focus on what's ahead of you. That is the enemy's biggest plans. Sometimes the enemy will cause nothing but confusion and heartbreak, because the enemy wants you stuck on that. so that you'll have no motivation, no courage, no spark, no passion to continue walking and going on that path that God has for you. Be more selective with what you choose to invest your time into. Be alert when it comes to the distractions, because the enemy loves to distract people. All right, you guys. It's a short and sweet message that I just wanted to relay to you all. I really hope that this helps. I hope it gives you some clarity, some guidance. All right, you guys. I love you all so much. I did a channeled message today, so I'm gonna work on posting it for you guys. It's quite specific though, but I'll put everything in the title. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are doing well, and if not, please keep the faith. I assure you, this hardship is not forever. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Things will change and things will get better. Continue to keep your vibrations high. Continue to uplift your spirit. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. Take care and many blessings to you.